Let's see the current state of play where Vinicius Jr. is concerned, and all of the tabloids and journalists who had their own personal spin. People smashed the like button, as you would have seen in the graphic. And before I continue, yeah, don't you think journalism is funny? Now, I know everybody's got sources, and one person breaks the news, and then you might be able to, use your contacts. But I just find it funny how David Ornstein, whether this Vinny thing works or not, yeah. As you know, you don't know my thoughts by now. I've been milking this and making videos on it all the time. The game is the game. But from David Ornstein's tweet, yeah, or better yet, post or journalistic post or whatever you want to call it. From that, like he said it in it. Like before that, it wasn't really a thing. When he's come out and said it, now everybody's got exclusives and everybody knows what's going on and things of that ilk. As I always say, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Ideal world. We build it on winning the Premier League and the players that we believe in and everything and whatnot, and bringing in a player of this quality. Worst case scenario is which I don't want, but I do want. If you can't get Vinny in that, we're licking our wounds. You ain't got Vinny, but you've got an alternative. Granted, they might not. They clearly not going to be Vinicius Jr. or better, but that doesn't mean they can't be a game changer in their own way on that left hand side, in which we're a bit vexed about not getting Vinny, and we don't really know this player in August. But as the season progresses, he becomes that kind of guy in it. But nonetheless, Vinny wants a 10 million euro increase on his current salary at Real Madrid, plus better terms on bonuses and image rights. Not exactly something we haven't seen before, people. Apparently, Real Madrid have made Vinny a new offer. The offer is 22 million euros per year. Vini Jr. is asking for 30 million euros per year. He believes that at 26 years of age, this should be the biggest contract of his career. He can believe that, his advisors can believe that, and I don't think that's wrong. And I think Real Madrid must know that as well. Obviously, in terms of negotiations, the people who are paying want to pay a bit less. The people who are buying want to pay a bit less. And just in general, obviously, Vinny wants more. Real Madrid want less. The best negotiation is when everybody leaves the table happy but unhappy. In that, there's trade-offs in it. You have to be able to do that in this regard. So there are conflicting reports that say Real Madrid have left one offer on the table and it's a take it or leave it approach. This is saying there's a new one. Real Madrid have made a new proposal for Vinny, proposing 22 million euros per year. It's still far from the player's demands of around 30 million euros per year. At this time, there's no new meeting between the parties planned or scheduled. So it depends what you want to read. Apparently, though, Vinny is open to lowering his demands. He had previously asked for a package of almost 30 million euros, which is inclusive of his base salary, bonuses, and renewal bonus. The renewal bonus is the main point of contention. Now, Mario Contigano, I believe, is an athletic of the journalist. Respectfully to the articles we just read, that's the one I'm choosing to believe, if that makes sense. Ben Jacobs has said, for Vinicius, there are two scenarios, not three. Could there be three? Staying, leaving? I guess staying at Real Madrid and signing a new deal. Obviously, moving to Arsenal, another club. I guess the third one would be running down your contract, whether Real Madrid want to do that or not. I don't know. According to my information, Real Madrid are putting pressure on. Sign or we're going to sell you. From Arsenal's perspective, they're waiting for a counter. So it's a game of poker. The key point is this is not Arsenal waiting for Real Madrid to speak to Vini about a renewal. They have made their offer. They have pitched first. Now with that leverage, the ball is back in Real Madrid's court. Real Madrid want an answer from Vinicius this week. So it's Tuesday. Although it's true Jose Mourinho just wants to keep Vinicius at all costs, Florentino Perez is clear that it's either a sale, most likely to Arsenal, or a renewal. Now Real Madrid are working this week after, not before the Arsenal offer, to try and get that renewal in place. So again, what do you want to read, people? Bruno Guimaraes, Newcastle's perspective is that they've just rejected a formal offer below their valuation. Arsenal's perspective is they're finalizing the deal. I sense this is going to get done and agreed relatively quick now. I mean, can it be quick by Arsenal standards? But I don't know. I think we're getting Bruno. Arsenal may have to make one more formal bid or just finesse the one that's already on the table. There's ways of rejecting a bid. No encouragement or engagement, or alternatively, apologies, saying that it's not quite there, but you're not far off. According to my information, it's more the latter. I fully expect Bruno Guimaraes to be an Arsenal player sooner rather than later. I sense Newcastle also want quick clarity, and that's why my anticipation is that Arsenal are confident. I think the general package will be in and around 80 million. Bruno Guimaraes has been a done deal for Arsenal since the weekend. I know a lot of people are reporting different information, but I trust the people I've spoken to. The key part of agreement, the 80 million package, has already been agreed. Shout out to all these websites that condense the data as well, people. So yeah, big up AFC stuff. What I heard, and big up Hand of Arsenal. What I heard earlier today is that Newcastle were furious that news of the agreement had leaked. They decided to drag things out a little, not over money, because that part is completely settled. So are you dragging things out over pride? You got to leave your pride at the door. Go get your other targets and rebuild. Take it from an Arsenal fan. Yeah, we won the Premier League, but during the Emirates era, man, seeing key players leave and go win stuff elsewhere, and we've got a couple good players, and we might have had some good memories, but the project's ultimately left in nothing. You move on, innit? That's the best thing and the worst thing about life is that it goes on. Again, clubs are always going to be here. They were here before us. They're going to be here after us, people. It's much more about the timing of the announcement. The original plan was to do everything together. There simply wasn't enough time to make that happen. Guimaraes is done, completely done. He's Arsenal's new signing. So hopefully he's doing his farewell video for the Newcastle fans. Again, Real Madrid have made a new renewal offer to Vini, reopening talks that had stalled for almost a year. And apparently he currently earns 17.5 million euros. He's seeking 30 million euros. And they've risen their offer to 22 million euros. So surely they're getting to the ballpark, if I'm completely honest. Key figures at Real Madrid are in favour of selling Vini this month if no renewal is agreed. Arsenal believe that the cost of a potential Vini deal could be offset by the commercial windfall that comes from acquiring him. So shirt sales, all that. Vini and Real Madrid full update. There's a meeting this week. Vini is ready to lower his demands. The renewal bonus is the main part. Real Madrid are not willing to give him a renewal bonus. Key figures are in favour of a sale this month if there is no agreement. Jose Mourinho likes him, but final decision will be up to Florentino Perez. Apparently, Vini has told his agent he wants to stay at Real Madrid. Fix everything as soon as possible. I want to stay. He doesn't want to join any club. Real Madrid and Vini are not negotiating at all, says ESPN Brazil. The Brazilians' reps believe it's up to the club to make the move, but Real Madrid are yet to do so. So again, so far, we've seen a lot of different conflicting stuff. Bruno Guimaraes transfer is in the bag, according to AFC Camden. Now, let's see exactly what the Athletic is saying in relation to Arsenal. What has happened this week? Perhaps last week will come to be seen as the calm before the storm. Bruno Guimaraes and Vini Jr are Arsenal's top targets to strengthen their midfield and attack respectively. Guimaraes flew to Spain yesterday to join his Newcastle teammates at their La Manga training camp. Vini, meanwhile, reported back to Real Madrid after his post-World Cup holiday. Sources at Arsenal and Newcastle suggest that the protracted pursuit of Guimaraes is now entering its endgame. While Newcastle have never wanted to sell the midfielder, the growing feeling on both sides is that a transfer may now be inevitable. As for Vini, Arsenal's hopes of signing the 26-year-old still hinge on the outcome of his contract renewals with Real Madrid. There is a clear football logic to Arsenal's pursuit of him. They want a left-sided attacker and have been looking for an upgrade in that position for some time. Vini Jr is one of the best in his position. If there's a chance he becomes available, Arsenal are determined to be at the front of the queue. Of course, it's a deal which would come at enormous expense. Arsenal feel that the cost could be partially offset by the commercial windfall prompted by landing a genuine global superstar. Moreover, they believe that being at the negotiating table for a player of Vini's stature is indicative of the club's progress, which is great, but no point chatting to Kelly Rowland if you don't beat in it. Don't make sense. But aside from Bruno Guimaraes and Vini Jr, Arsenal's focus is also on adding another defender to cover for the injured William Saliba. So creative ways of just telling us kind of what we've been told already, if that makes sense, or at least to me anyways. Christian Norgard will undergo a medical soon. Again, we saw over the weekend, people, he's agreed to move to Everton. We've agreed a fee for 7 million odd quid. There's rumours he's set to do his medical today, Tuesday, so we'll see how that goes. The likes of Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson and Gabriel Jesus remain available for transfer should an appropriate buyer be found. All three of those players have 1 year left on their deal. There are some rumours, not from credible sources, that Fabio Vieira is etching closer to Hamburg. Reece Nelson's been linked with West Ham. That's the latest club, but it ain't gone anywhere. And apparently Fulham are interested. Gabriel Jesus, to be fair, early in the summer was linked with clubs in England, has been linked with Turkey. But to our knowledge, there's nothing imminent in it because it's just radio silence. So, I mean, that's a very short one where Arsenal's concerned. They're in it. But let's scroll down if there's Real Madrid. Shout out Danny on his move to Chelsea, but not shout out Chelsea. Pardon me, I know some of you are looking at Bacola. PSG apparently value him at 145 million. If we don't get Vini, a lot of you will point towards that, but it seems like Liverpool are the front runners there and probably don't hear from Arsenal. I don't really care what's going on with City. I'm trying to see if there's anything specific in relation to Real Madrid. There's Newcastle. I mean, you can't tell us anything new about Bruno that we don't know. So, yeah, no one cares about Tottenham Hotspur. Barcelona, we're getting close. If there's Barcelona there, we know they're still looking at Julian Alvarez, who when the Vinicius inevitably signs a new deal, we're going to be relinked with Julian Alvarez. Just put my Nico Williams or Noosa in the bag, or scouts do their job. Okay, Real Madrid, Diamande is still a standstill. And to be honest, until they confirm Diamande, will we learn anything about Vinicius? Speaking of it, does it feel like Vinicius' situation needs to be resolved soon? Yes, and the proof of this is the meeting scheduled for this week between Real Madrid and the player's agent to discuss a contract renewal, with his current one expiring in June 2027. Also exploring the possibility of a move for the Brazilian if he does not re-sign, and that the anticipated figures for what the deal would entail have been approved by the club's ownership. Vinny is open to lowering his demands to Real Madrid, having previously asked for a package approaching but not quite reaching 30 million a year, comprising of a base salary, performance-related bonuses, and in what would be an unprecedented move at Madrid, a renewal bonus. This is the main point of contention between the parties. Madrid have shown no willingness to accept this condition out of fear of creating a knock-on effect among the squad. Key figures at the club are in favour of a sale this month if no agreement is reached on an extension, in order to prevent Vini potentially leaving as a free agent next summer. The 26-year-old returned to pre-season training on Monday under Jose Mourinho. The new coach has been in contact with him and he likes his profile, but the decision over his extension or sale will rest with the club. In this regard, Perez will have the final say. And then it's gone on to say, what else he's looking at. Apparently, Madrid and Mourinho are open to the departures of Raul Asensio, who's been linked with us, but because of the off-field stuff, I mean, you just got rid of Partey. It don't make sense. And Camavinga people. Now, we're probably not in the market for a centre midfielder, but you'd imagine he'd be moved on. Real Madrid probably want to move on some players. Endrick's been linked with a loan move away, people, but that doesn't seem to be amounting to anything. So it's going to be a techie week, really. Let's just put the Guimaraes in the bag. Let's hope for Vini and let's see what we can do.